This might be a good makeup day. Okay. Hello everybody, Shelly here. Today I'm gonna try a couple new things. I've adjusted some lighting stuff, which is always kind of fun, but I have two products that I have never used before. So this is gonna be a first impression of two completely unrelated products, and I'm excited for both. And I hope you are too. If you're new here, my name is Shelly and I am a lady of a certain age. And I'm not a makeup artist or anything like that, and I don't get anything in PR. I'm not sponsored, I'm not affiliated, so you get my honest opinion about things. If this type of video interests you, I would love it if you guys click the little subscribe button and maybe even get notified. Turn on the little bell to get notified. I tend to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I'd love to see you again. And please leave me a comment. Tell me where you're from if you have your own channel, because I would love to follow you back, subscribe back. Okay, so today we are gonna get into this is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is their airbrush bronzer, and I love the airless powder. I think some people don't like the talc that's in it. I think it's the talc. Yeah, and this has talc and mica as the first two ingredients in it. So if you're sensitive to both those things, this might not be for you. But I love the airless, the airless powder, and I keep it in my purse. It's like one of the few. I keep that in like a lipstick, and that's all I keep in my purse these days. That's what the packaging looks like. Seemed like I've been collecting a lot more of this sort of rose gold packaging, and I just think it's really beautiful. But this pan is generous. This is a big size of pan. If you hadn't already seen it out there, what color did I get? I got medium, so that's what their version of medium looks like. I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush. Actually, maybe not. Actually not. I'm gonna take like an angled color pop brush, and I'm gonna just see if I can't sculpt out a little bit here. I do have some foundation on already and some primer. I've got the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer on already, as well as the L'Oreal Infallible. This is 24-hour fresh wear, and I'm in the color 470. I'm just keeping this as my dogs are moving around. I really like this so far. I have been enjoying bronzers a lot more lately. Maybe it has something to do with being summer. But I love the way this looks. Or maybe I'm just in a good mood because I worked out today. 3 days in a row, you guys. I'm trying really hard. I filmed my Las Vegas walk around video, and I was frankly horrified. So I'm determined to do something about that. Okay, so yeah, I mean, as far as a bronzer slash bronzering thing goes, man, I like that. Okay. There we go. You know what? I think I'm going to use, I haven't used this either. This is because I'm doing three products that are new. I'm going to try this BH Cosmetics. This is the Vanilla Cream Truffle Blush Palette. And of course, I haven't even used it, but that's what it looks like. I think I'm going to try maybe the lighter shade of pink and just see what that looks like. I'm trying really hard to rein in like my abuse of blush. So you guys be patient with me while I'm trying to figure out what looks better. I do feel like I've got a little bit of color in my skin. Okay, this blush is really pretty. I normally would have been like reach for the darkest blush because I've mentioned before I over abuse blush, but I'm trying to go with a softer, more gentler version of myself, and this is actually really pretty. I know that comes through quite so bold here. One thing I didn't do today is I didn't use any kind of illuminator under my foundation, and I've been doing that a lot. Today I didn't, and definitely feels softer. Okay, so that blush to me, I mean, I only used one of it. Maybe we'll see how it goes and if I have to go on any more. I'm also gonna use, let's see, Gerard Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Nude. I'm gonna just use that and then fill in my lips as well because I've got a new lip gloss. I'm gonna try. This is like a almost, well, it's not a complete face full of new makeup, but I've got quite a few new products to try. I'm not upset by this lip liner at all. I actually think it's really pretty. I do have the Gerard Cosmetics clean canvas eye base that I've got on my lids already. And I do have the old Standby Benefit Group Proof Brow product. I've got that on as well. For the big focus today, let's use this Jeffree Star Cremated palette. I am not going to comment on the drama. I think ladies of a certain age know there is no point in commenting on any of the drama. I am acknowledging that there is drama, and that's about as much as I want to get into. I just think it's not really worth it. But I was excited about this palette because I think this is the first of the legit Jeffree Star palettes that have color combinations that really speak to me. I think there's some really pretty options in here, and I like the cooler tones anyway, so I'm excited to try to play with this. I have, I think, only one other like legit Jeffree Star palette. It's too crazy. I've used it only a couple times, and I think one of the bold greens and it just like stained my eyelids for days, so I haven't dipped back into it, just more out of fear than anything else. I do have several of his dupes. See, Color Cosmetics does great dupe palettes, and so I think I have all of their palettes, so there's a number of dupes in there. If you would like a video of some of my favorite dupes of the high end, even though I may not compare and contrast the two together, but just like the ones that I reach or the ones that I really enjoy, let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I'll try to work them into the lineup. Okay, so we're gonna try. This is what the whole point of this video today is. I am curious to see if this is a completely different formula than what I've experienced with like Morphe palettes, because Morphe palettes are hit and miss for me. Like, I have some Morphe palettes that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and other ones that I'm like, I really like the Jaclyn Hill palettes. Like, I have the original and then I have the volume 2. And the original that I have, I got on their first release of it. So I have like the original formula. And I think her formula may be a little bit different. The other one of the, like, I don't know, Morphe palettes from a few years ago is the Fall into Frost palette. I love that one. Some of the other ones, not so much. So this is supposedly not a Morphe palette. It doesn't say anything on here about Morphe. And in fact, I bought this from, oh my gosh, you guys, that's even a itself story. I bought this from the Jeffree Star website. I was shocked when I looked back on it and saw that it was $13.99 for shipping and handling. And I guess I've just been spoiled in buying things from most other places that when you buy more than like $25, $35, even $50 worth of product, you get shipping for free. And it seems to come relatively quickly. So I think I probably would have been better off if I would have ordered this. I think Morphe actually has this, but if I would have ordered it from maybe the Morphe site or some other site as opposed to the Jeffree Star site. So I reached out to them because it had been a couple weeks and I didn't even have a shipping tracking number on it. And it was like, okay, I paid $13.99 and 2 weeks later it still hasn't even shipped. Like, WTF. So I reached out to their customer service and they said, oh, well, that's $13.99 from when it leaves our facility. That's our shipper's fee. So they can take as long as they want, apparently, to leave the warehouse. But when it does leave the warehouse and it's on its way to you, then you're paying for it to get there in a couple days. Maybe my opinions are clouded a little bit, but I guess I expected more. I don't know why I expected more. Just because I'm spoiled and I'm used to getting better customer service from places where I spend a lot of money. Okay, and so I did buy this. I also bought one of their lip glosses at the same time. So we're gonna get into this. I think I'm gonna try 2 different looks with this palette. I'm gonna try something that's a little bit more everyday wearable, and I wanna try something more exotic and date night. And I think I'm gonna start with the exotic date night look, just for fun, because it's earlier in the day. I haven't even swatched these. These are brand new. Today, my eyelids don't look nearly as puffy as they have the last couple days. I'm going into this color Last Respects. It's kind of a taupey neutral, it looks like. And there's quite a bit of kick up in here. What did I say I'm doing first? Date night? Okay. First thought, color payoff is actually pretty good. And it doesn't appear to be patchy at all. I actually like that color. Recently, if you guys haven't been watching my other videos, recently I went to Las Vegas, and I'm in Washington State. And we went to Las Vegas to get out of town because their phase had moved forward a little bit at the time, and it seemed like there was stores that were opening, whereas the stores in my hometown weren't yet. We had gone down there, and this was one of 2 palettes that I wanted to try to pick up while I was down there. And the Morphe store in Las Vegas when I was down there was not yet open. So I did place an order online and was able to, you know, order this at the same time that I was down there, and everything else I ordered online showed up so much faster. As a transition shade, I think it buffed out to a nicer, softer color. I'm just gonna kind of build up some of these darker colors, huh? Wow, I like that purple too. We're gonna go, let's go all in. Let's do purples. Okay, 3 colors in here that kind of look purplish to me. That one right here, this one right here, that one seems to have a purplish undertone to it. Okay, we're gonna go into, so I started with Last Respects, we're gonna go into Eulogy, which is this kind of a little bit darker, and I've just got the same brush because it's got a like a flatter end, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of build up where I want my crease to be. I think some people were concerned about this palette being all gray, 50 Shades of Gray, and while it does have this kind of grayish shift to it, to me, when I look at this, I only see a couple grays. The rest are, I feel like, are a lot of taupes and variation of taupe. The packaging is pretty. It's kind of like this marbled effect with a big picture of Jeffree on the front, which I don't care one way or the other. It appears to be a good sized mirror in it. That blended actually pretty well. I don't have, what I can tell, I don't think I have any fallout on my face yet. So yay for that. Okay, I'm gonna grab a different brush here, and I want to go into a little bit lighter shade on my brow bone. Bridal gown up on my brow bone, just to kind of lighten things up a little bit. I have a, like, I don't want to say mole, but I have a little discoloration right there, so sometimes I try to cover that up a little bit. That is a creamy, pretty color. Again, I'm seeing kick up in every, and I've only touched the matte so far, but I'm seeing kick up in every matte shade, which doesn't bother me because I tend to re-pick up the kick up as opposed to creating more kick up. Liking it so far. Okay, we got to bring some drama, right? Because this is more of a date night thing. We're gonna go into this darker purpler shade. There's 2 purples in here. One's called Gravedigger, one called Solemnly Swear. The Solemnly Swear seems cooler, whereas Gravedigger seems a slight tinge warmer. I'm gonna do Gravedigger, doing all matte so far. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, you guys, love him or hate him, this palette so far, I'm enjoying it. What do I like about this palette so far? I love the pigment. The pigment is really working for me. I like the cool tones, especially in contrast with some of the other palettes that I've been playing with lately. I like things with, I think a cooler tone sometimes can be just really pretty with brown eyes. I know some people will get scared away from grays when you have blue eyes, but I think there's enough shades in here that you might actually be able to be just totally fine with it. I'm gonna drag what's left on my brush down underneath my eye, just to kind of connect all that together. It might be one of those looks where I don't want to take it off. And it's not too, I don't feel like it's too droopy. I feel like it's okay. Okay, this does have a good combination of pressed glitters, what looks like more of a metallic type shimmer. There's more mattes in here than I would have expected, and I actually really like that because I like to use a shimmer or metallic as an accent, not necessarily as a focal. Okay, I'm gonna go into Death Certificate, which is this almost like looks like a gunmetal. I'm just gonna use my finger because it looks to be a shimmer or a metallic. I'm putting that just right on the center top of my lid because I've got another shimmer that I want to work in there too. Because I have mature hooded lids, and because my eyes tend to be kind of smaller and closer set too, I try to keep as much light in the middle of it to kind of draw them out a little bit. So I'm going to go in with Last Look as another, and wipe my finger off here, as another shimmer just a little bit further towards the center. I like to ombre those colors. Wow. All right. I have no complaints. Okay. I didn't use the Solemnly Swear last time, but I think I am going to use that under my lash line a little bit here. So I've got a fine angled brush, and we're just going to kind of connect up. And because this is more of a date night look, I am going bolder with my eyes, whereas during daytime or with glasses, I wouldn't necessarily. All right, where did I start here? Start right here. So it's a little softer, smokier towards the outside, and I'm just trying to do a little bit slightly more definition in here. Pleasantly surprised. I want to grab a fine little brush, and I'm going to stick with the cool theme here. So we're going to go into Diamond Ashes, this blindingly silver. We're going to use that as my inner corner highlight. Try to pick up a little bit with a brush. I didn't wet this brush down at all. Oh man, okay. That is a blinding color. I love it. I'm going to curl my lashes, which is not something I always do. So I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm going to put in a coat or two of the Thrive Cosmetics, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, coat of Thrive Cosmetics Black Mascara. You could do lashes. I'm not normally a lash kind of wearer, so I'm going to skip the lashes. Besides, I'm just going to take it off anyway because I'm going to do another look here. Wow, okay, so I have Corner's Kiss as a lip gloss. And again, I have that Gerard Cosmetics nude lip liner on my lips already. They didn't have a whole lot of lip glosses left when I went to buy it. I think there was one that I really wanted. It was like maybe Angel's Kiss or something that seemed like it was slightly more of a pinker shift. This is pretty glittery, but it's also kind of sheer, and it's like a cool tone. I like this look. Okay, personal thoughts aside, again, unpopular opinion, but I tend to not focus on who you are as a person, what your race, religion, sexuality is, what color your hair is, I don't care about any of those things. I care about, do I feel like I get a good value for my money? Right now, I love this look. I don't know if I figured out my lighting or if I just have a little bit of color or if it's this airbrush, but I felt like the shadows really actually turned out very pretty, and I'm kind of sad to take it off, but I'm going to because I want to do something a little bit more daytime look. I'm going to do this look again for my husband because I think he'll like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys have this palette? Are you anti Jeffree Star, or are you like not going to buy stuff because it's expensive? Or, sorry, my hair again. I've got these layers. It looks better today than it did yesterday. I can tell you that much. But I have these tweaks are crazy. Okay, were you tempted? Are you tempted? Did you buy it on the first release? Did you wait for it for the second release and then held back because of the drama? Or is it just not really your color story and it's not your jam, and you're going with the oranges or the pinks or the something else that's going on right now? I like this. And I didn't even use the darkest shades in there. I didn't even put on any eyeliner. Maybe I should. Is that like, would that take it a step higher? Let's try that. We're gonna go into the black here. I'm probably gonna ruin the whole thing right now. I'm just barely stippling it on here. All right, you guys, I'm gonna take this off. Sad to do that, huh? Follow me over on Instagram at Shelly Tsunami. I'm gonna take this off, I'll be right back. It is an afternoon of distractions, so I'm back to trying to do my second look. I don't think I've been interrupted this many times in a single video before. My first attempt, I gotta admit, I was really impressed with the way it came together. It was effortless. And because I'm not a makeup artist, that's one of the things I look for is cosmetics that are easy to use. If it takes too much effort, I'm not gonna use them. So let's try to do something a little bit more daytime looking. I'm gonna go in with this shade here called Obituary, and we're going to use that as kind of a transition shade. And again, kick up. I went back in with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base as well. And otherwise, the rest of my makeup's the same. All right, despite using a fluffier brush, that color diffused pretty well. It's just kind of a subtle wash of color. I didn't go in super heavy-handed with it. So let's try to darken up my crease a little bit. I'm going to use the color The Morgue as kind of a crease slash outer V. I need a smaller brush though. It seems a little bit darker than I wanted, but I'm hoping it'll sheer out here. Yeah, you know, the pigments on these are pretty strong. I'm not upset. Can you guys hear the noise from upstairs? My son is currently cleaning out the fireplace because it's needed to be done for a while. Because, you know, it's July and we're not making any fires. I don't know, I felt like we had some days into June that were still kind of chilly. Not enough to like have a full-blown fire in the fireplace, but definitely chilly. So anyway, I can hear him rattling around pretty much directly above me. Sorry. Welcome to my unprofessional YouTube channel. Hey, you guys, I wanted to say thank you. Last I looked, and hopefully the number will be even different when this video goes live next week, but I wanted to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. I think I'm at 129 subscribers right now, and I really feel like in the last week and a half, it's really come up quite a bit. And I am thrilled because, you know, part of me is like, okay, I've got like my, you know, 3 or 4 really that ever comment, whether you comment publicly on the channel or over on Instagram, you know, through DMs or whatnot. And I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled that you guys keep coming back around. So thank you for that. This is about ladies of a certain age not being intimidated by makeup. There's been so many changes in makeup since we were young and probably feeling creative, and life does get crazy and hectic, and it takes a while. Maybe a time in life when you've gone through a bunch of changes. You know, you've had kids, maybe the kids have, you know, are older now and less reliant on you to parent them so much. Maybe you've gone through a divorce. Maybe you're struggling to remember who you were. And for me, just cosmetics just feel like a reconnection, you know, a reconnection with yourself. We do so much for others, whether we're employees, wives, parents, you know, handing things domestically. We still have to be the boss. We still have to be, there's just so many things that we're being asked. And I feel like we lose track of who we are. Cut to the chase. Cut out the middleman. I don't want somebody who has an agenda trying to sell me something. I want to know legit reviews on whether product's going to be good. And is it going to make me feel, dare I say, pretty? I see a lot of YouTubers that you can tell they're getting paid and therefore they really want you to buy whatever it is they're pushing. I hope it's gone away from people that talk trash about certain products because they're getting paid to talk trash about them. I don't get super creative. I'm not going to do like these intricate landscaped eyeshadow looks because it's not realistic. I'm never going to leave the house looking like that. I may go for a pop of a bold color every now and then. I'm not going to lie. I mean, sometimes you just feel a little like, you know, you want a little something more. But the reality is I want to know, can I leave the house and not embarrass my family? We're here to talk about makeup. And I'm chit-chatting and not actually applying any makeup, and this video is going to be long and take a while to edit, and that's not fun for anybody. Okay, so I used the Morgue, and that's super pretty. I'm going to go back in with Obituary again, just because I want to diffuse that top edge. Man, I spend a lot more time paying more attention to blending than I used to. Do you guys find that? I mean, I've always enjoyed putting on makeup, but the actual steps and specifically, like I would buff it to diffuse it, but to actually layer color, that just wasn't something I did. I think I'm going to go in with Mausoleum, which is one of these pretty shimmery shades, kind of a taupey. Well, I mean, a lot of these are a taupey color. I'm going to use my finger on this one. Oh yeah. On days that I want cooler tones, this is going to be one that I enjoy dipping my brush into. I really do like the way these have played out. Do I think that this is a one and done palette? If you are somebody who your coloring supports cooler tones and you're drawn to cooler tones, I kind of think so. I mean, I think that you have enough of a variety to get you different degrees of smoky, pretty, light. I should probably put together a video of just like some of my favorites. This might actually be one of them. I'm going to use Inheritance, just a little bit more definition on the outer corner of my eye, and I've got a bigger, fluffier brush. And I just want a little bit more oomph right there. I don't know if it's the whole I'm on day 3 of working out or if I got enough sleep, but I really do feel like my eyes are less swollen today. I'd like to think that, you know, day 3 of working out has caused me to lose weight in my eyelids, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like I'm getting a little patchiness right here. I like that color. I really like this. This is like the warmest shade in here. It's a shimmer and it's called Afterlife. I'm gonna use that on my inner corner. Yeah, this brush sucks. I have like hairs on the end of it. Not hairs, but fibers. Again, this was meant to be more of a daytime look. Do I think I've probably already gone too smoky? Yeah, probably. I'm gonna put a little of that just because I'm feeling a little extra. I'm gonna put a little bit of it right up here. I don't usually do a ton of frosts or shimmers. Probably don't call them frosts anymore, huh? I don't do a lot of shimmers or metallics up on this hooded lid. Bring just a little tiny bit of lift. Speaking of lift, so I ordered something and it's like this new face thing. Are you guys familiar with it? It's something that I've wanted for a long time and I finally just bit the bullet, and it's got a couple different attachments. It's supposed to help a little bit with, you know, this improving the muscle tone, it's microcurrent, and I'm hoping it'll help with some of this a little bit, some of this a little bit, and then I think there's also an attachment that helps, you know, with some of this up in here too. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it, and when I get it in, I will let you guys know, and we're gonna try it for 30 days, and we're gonna do it before and after, and we're just gonna see. That way you guys know if it does work. I can't tell if it's gonna be too heavy and dark for daytime. I'm just gonna buff up this a little bit up here. And because I'm still playing, let's take a little of last look right here and just go over the outer part of that seam. I don't think I've used RIP yet, and I like to use powder eyeshadow sometimes as eyeliner because it's softer. And we're just gonna go right up against the lash line. If you have contacts, I hope you don't get in your contacts, because like I said, there is a little kick up. I think that's all I'm gonna do as far as eyeshadow. I'm gonna put on some mascara. I'll be right back. I only did 2 looks today with this Jeffree Star Cremated palette, Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I'm gonna confess something. I didn't want to like this palette. Okay, it's gonna be chalky, it's gonna be patchy, it's gonna be too gray, it's not gonna really work for me. I mean, I had all these preconceived notions. I did not think this palette was going to be as good of quality as it turned out to be. It's funny how you can change the shape of your eyes. Eyes don't look like they're doing this anymore. That's heavy hood. Okay, so you guys, this palette was a pleasant surprise. I didn't want to like it. I do like it. I dipped into a lot of the colors, not all of them. This is a really pretty palette, and I think it's very usable, and I'm glad I have it. The lip gloss, it looks silver in the tube, but it takes on the shape of whatever you have underneath, whether you're doing your own natural lips or whether or not you did like I did and use a lip liner today. I used the Gerard Cosmetics Nude lip liner. This is fine. It's not going to replace my Lady Gaga because it has that pink color to it. But if I need to cool down what I have, I would absolutely use this. So it's gonna stay out here. This Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, I love this. Do I love this as much as my Too Faced one? I don't know. It doesn't have the same scent. It smells more chemically. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer to me is softer, lighter, not quite as pigmented, but a lot more user-friendly. The BH Cosmetic blushes I really like. I'm going to use that one again. You'll see that in future videos. I'm going to go clean some brushes, and I'm going to say I hope you guys are doing really well. I just want normalcy. I just want to feel like we have our freedoms. I'm a patriotic person. I served in our military, and I just like our freedoms of being an American. I'm very proud of our freedoms. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say I hope you guys are not put off by my videos, and the fact that I'm even willing to try Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Don't know him as a person. We are never going to sit down and have dinner together. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep using this palette. Out of all of the Jeffree Star palettes to date that I've either dipped a brush into or played with dupes of that are purportedly like really good dupes, this is the one that I'm really glad I have. If that helps you guys at all, great. If not, I don't know. I'd like to leave me a comment down below because I'd like to know what you guys are thinking. Yeah, until my next video. Bye for now.